Fellas, this is your absolute last chance to farm this weapon before Destiny 2's Lightfall releases. The Wendigo grenade launcher. A bittersweet return, as I like to call it. The grenade launcher you're gonna want to have when it comes time to it. What can I tell you? Every expansion, the meta gets reformed. And Bungie even released their weapon tuning preview, showing that grenade launchers are gonna be getting a substantial buff. Are they gonna be meta over rocket launchers per se? Who knows? Once we're knee deep in Lightfall, we're gonna know if we're gonna be running grenade launchers or not. Now that linears are on their way out, not to their own graves, just on their way to second place in terms of meta weapons in Destiny 2, let's keep your options open. And if you're not gonna be running Anarchy, you're gonna wanna be running Wendigo, or the Prospector. I have very high hopes for that weapon. But let's get into it. If you farm this week, the final week of the Witch Queen expansion on our way to the Destiny 2 Lightfall expansion, you will receive the Adept version of Wendigo, which can utilize Adept mods, Adept Blast Radius, Adept Big One Spec, Adept Velocity, and Adept Reload. I'm kidding, but the list goes on. Now diving straight into the perk pool, there are not a lot of options, meaning that it is that much easier to receive your desired god roll. Starting off with my personal recommendation, being a simple man myself, would be Explosive Light auto-loading holster. Knowing that Explosive Light being on a grenade launcher, this means that it will be a 44% increase in damage, versus what you would probably be used to with, let's say, Hothead having Explosive Light, which is only a 25% increase in damage because it's on a rocket launcher. Now, auto-loading is just a generically decent perk, because who really loves taking a break from the battlefield just to reload a weapon? No one. But if you're looking at this weapon for some god tier DPS, I'm gonna point you towards Field Prep. Hands down the fastest reload in the game. Blink and you miss it type reload speeds. So you can just as quickly get back into unloading every shot into whatever type of boss you're trying to melt. Now for the newbies out there that got their first forbearance with chain reaction and is looking at this chart like, holy crap, this thing has Explosive Light and chain reaction. All I have to ask you is, what would you use that for? So just for a little more insight on what I'm talking about, heavy grenade launchers are not known for the best ammo economy. Back in the day, Anarchy definitely was, but even that one has been dethroned. Grenade launchers get at most like 3 mags and then you're out of ammo. So this weapon in terms of ad clearing and proccing those chain reactions isn't the best use of your ammo, in my opinion. And as a chain reaction forbearance lover myself, it really pains me to say that if you're looking for optimization, we must turn our heads away from chain reaction. Moving on to 2 other options that are listed in Wendigo's perk pool will be Clown, Cartridge, and Full Court. To skip the explanation on Full Court, it only provides a plus 25% damage. And to reach that, the enemy you are facing needs to be a minimum of 50 meters away. Very situational. I would not recommend this perk. Now, for Clown Cartridge, this perk is goated. I won't sugarcoat it for you. I would actually say that it is on par with Field Prep, where one perk will just reload extremely fast and keep doing damage output. Clown Cartridge would still be firing and doing damage consistently, but at the end of your volley, you'll have a standard reload speed, keeping you for long. Quite literally the perfect give and take between the two. Now for the stat specific perks, the first 2 columns, if you want to just fluff up those numbers, make this weapon feel just a little more perfect, I will point you towards Smart Drift Control. This perk will give you a plus 10 in stability, handling, and a plus 5 in velocity. This perk makes the weapon feel as light as a feather and as stable as all get out. It almost feels like a lightweight frame grenade launcher. But this isn't the only good option, for we have Volatile Launch, to straight up give you a fat bump in the blast radius, and Confined Launch, to give you a decent sized bump in the blast radius, then make up for it later in stability. And for my people that are out there watching, wanting to know what the DPS meta would be on this weapon, just double down on Hard Launch. Enough said. Moving on to our second column. I will make this brief with you, because it's a perk that just kills the competition for the second column. Spike Grenades, where these grenades do 50% increased impact damage. So when you're shooting a boss and you see 2 numbers pop up, one of those is the explosion and the other is the direct hit. The direct hit only will be doing 50% more damage. That's definitely goated and something you're gonna want on this weapon. And once you know that, the rest of these just don't compete. Now I hope this video helps you in your grind as to what to look out for when you're farming. This week's feature Nightfall is the Warden of Nothing. A decently sized one. Unfortunately, we can't be speed running this one. I mean, you can, but you're not really doing the fastest time of all the GMs out there. But happy farming, fellas, and here are my plugs. Peace.